All right, let's get into our next leg of discussion now. Micro, small and medium enterprises in the country have been enjoying some benefits under this administration.
Well, they've been receiving special attention as part of government's efforts to grow local businesses. And just on Monday, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was in Lagos to monitor the Trader Money Scheme in 3 markets.
The Trader Money Scheme has so far given 10,000 collateral and interest-free loans to more than 800,000 petty traders nationwide. Trader Money is one of the product loans under the Government Enterprises and Empowerment Program called JEEP. You either call it JEEP or you call it GEEP. JEEP.
Yes, and with what you're saying, there are a lot of crowd there following the Vice President.
It's not every day you see the Vice President in the marketplace.
Well, we have joining us from Abuja studio, Special Advisor on Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Tola Johnson. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on the show.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yes. Okay, tell us really about this Trader Money. Shed some more light on it for us, because we gather that 10,000 naira has been given to some 2 million people so far. And of course, the Vice President was in Lagos recently to dole out more of the Trader Money. Shed some more light on it for us.
Yes, good morning over there in Lagos. And may I just quickly correct that I'm a special assistant to the Vice President on MSMEs and not a special advisor.
All right. Thank you very much for clarifying that.
And yes. And on the Trader Money trend currently going around the nation, just to quickly say that it's part of the social investment program. I am, like I said earlier on, I'm the SA on micro, small and medium enterprise, which is MSMEs. However, they are interrelated. But the program is under the Vice President's office, but it's being supervised or it's being handled by the Bank of Industry. There's they have an ED in charge of the program, Mrs. Toyin Adeniji. But however, let me quickly speak to the program. Let me speak to the Trader Money, because I'm very much a part of the program. Now, what the government thought was, in its wisdom, to say a lot of these very small bottom of the pyramid SMEs deserve some form of loan as well. And the kind of loans, they thought of what kind of loan can we give to these people that will not require them looking for collateral for over 3 months or 1 year, asking them to go and get things that they do not readily have. So the thought of very quick 10,000 naira loan came on board. And the plan is, if you are giving 10,000 naira and you pay back within 6 months, you quickly can assess something higher. It could be 15, 20. It's all dependent on how quickly you pay back, basically. So the scheme is meant to give succor or provide succor to micro, small and medium enterprises in the markets. People that sell vegetables, sweets, little things that maybe their total inventory is no more than 10, 15,000 naira, basically. I mean, in the past, there have been no provision for such people to quickly access loans. And it's been doing very well, because just like you mentioned, last week, His Excellency was in Lagos. And I'm also aware that sometime next week, His Excellency will be going to a lot more markets as well, to ensure that everybody get a feel of this Trader Money trend.
All right, Tola, apart from Trader Money, there is also the market money and there's also the farmer money. What are their differences? Can you break it down so we understand the difference between all these?
Okay. Now, I'm aware that the market money is a higher scheme. The market money is I think is 50,000, whilst the Trader Money is 10,000, basically. So, and like I said earlier on, in the office of the Vice President, we have different SAs and advisors handling different schemes. They might be interrelated, but we have different people focus on different schemes. So I particularly focus generally on the entire micro, small, and medium enterprise space. Basically, that is handling a lot of other things other than the trader money as well.
Okay, so now, what exactly are the parameters? I mean, you say that the BOI, the Bank of Industry, is actually involved, in charge of this trader money. But then again, we see the Vice President going round to actually dispense these funds to market men and women. Tell us what exactly the parameters are. I mean, how do these people, traders, qualify to get the 10,000 or 50,000, as it were?
Okay, I think what the BOI does is that they go to different markets and enumerate traders in those markets. Once you are enumerated as a trader, and within a few hours, you just access this phone. It just goes straight into your phone. In most cases, it goes straight into your phone, basically. So they enumerate, and the truth is, everyone cannot get the trader money. But at least a testimony that my neighbor selling granite or my neighbor selling plantain has gotten, it provides me with hope that I might be able to get sometime in the near future.
Yeah, Tola,
so go ahead.
Yeah, Tola, talk to us, because I know that being the special assistant, you will be working with the Bank of Industry as regards how the criteria is arrived at who qualifies. Because when it comes to these petty traders, they're all over the place. And then the one next to you is getting, the one other side is getting, and this one is not getting. What criteria is there to select one and maybe leave the other when they fall in the same category?
Okay, now we must understand. We must understand that, like I said earlier on, there is no scheme that you come up with in the presidency or wherever, any part of the world that the entire space will get that scheme or can access that scheme. What they do is that they go into the different markets, look at your inventory, see that you are truly a trader. They speak to your, if in that market, if you have market leaders, they speak to your leader and they ascertain or confirm that you actually trade there. They see you here on a daily basis, and that you are not the type that you probably collect this fund and you dash, because this thing is actually not a gift. It is a loan, but a very soft loan that you are meant to repay. So once they confirm all this from either your market leader or otherwise, or they confirm from people around you, and everyone just pretty much qualifies, to be honest. Everyone qualifies. As long as you're in the market, you sell, and your inventory is no more than a certain amount, you pretty much qualify. But, you know, they make it known to them that you all qualify, but we'll see as many people as we can give. So it cannot go wrong, basically. So they state it before giving it to everyone, before giving it to those that that eventually get it. That, say for instance, let's pick a market. We pick about 100 random names that have qualified, and they say to them, some of you will be getting the funds tomorrow, and neither BOI or the Office of Vice President has any special interest. Once those things are put inside the system, it just randomly selects from the number of, say for instance, we want to pick 50 in the market out of 100. It just randomly selects it selects 50 qualified people from the 100, and the loan is disbursed to them immediately.
Okay, so how do you guarantee that these funds are, paid back? 10,000 naira, it doesn't seem much, but to these petty traders, definitely it is something. But are there systems in place to ensure that these people actually are able to pay back after 6 months?
And if they don't pay, what are the consequences? Absolutely.
I think for this particular set of people, it will be shocking for you to know that they respond positively to repayment better than some other space. you know, and it was witnessed in the Jeep loan, apparently, where you have high returns, high payment returns, and a promise of a higher amount is enough incentive for most of them to repay back. And also, there are also there are mechanisms in place to ensure repayment. And for those that might not pay back, there is also mechanisms in place to actually ensure that they do. And if they don't,
like, talk to us about that mechanism.
Which
in case they can't pay, what happens? Talk to us about the mechanism.
If you cannot pay, first things first, you will not be given another loan. You will not be given another loan. And the truth is, the fact that your fellow market people will now know that you are the one that is, because you have not paid yours, is stopping me from getting mine. I don't think a lot of people in market space will want that. So usually, if I'm giving, and I know that if I don't pay back, my neighbor here might not.
It's more of a moral issue. There are no basic standards. There are no consequences if anyone doesn't pay. Now, some people are saying that this is just vote buying in disguise.
No. There are consequences. There are consequences. Number one, a lot of these people that want to collect the 10,000 trader money also aspire to get to the level where they are collecting 50 and 100,000 from the Bank of Industry. You will be blacklisted. Some people have been blacklisted. We have people that have been blacklisted even from the Jeep fund. They've been blacklisted. You have people that have been blacklisted for not paying back.
Okay,
basically.
And
so
after you have blacklisted them, is there any kind of insurance for those funds that would never come back? I mean, because people will be wondering, I mean, is it that you have an endless, reserve of funds to cover up those gaps that will arise in the course of these disbursements, especially for those who don't pay back?
Now, very quickly, what I'm going to say to that is that I am certain that we do not have an endless reserve, but I'm also certain that the ED in charge of the scheme itself, Mrs. Adeniji, will be in a better place to furnish you with some of the nitty-gritty information that you require. And if I might quickly speak to what the federal government, if you permit me to speak to what the federal government has been doing in the MSME space since we came on board.
Very quickly, please.
Okay, so now, when we came on board a few years, when we came on board, the first thing the federal government thought was to say, understand the SME space and look at what their issues are, what are the issues militating against their growth, and understanding those issues and quickly able to resolve it or be seen to be doing something to resolve those issues, to create the enabling environment for them. So we set up what you call the National MSME Clinics, where the vice president goes from region to region, state to state, to meet with SMEs, see their products, inspect their products, and sit down and have like a town hall meeting with them to ask them what their issues are in that space, what kind of help would they need from both federal and state governments and the federal government agencies regulating their spaces.
All right.
So when the VP goes, it goes with the...
Yeah, Tola, that's the much we can take right now. Tola Johnson, Special Assistant to the Vice President on Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Thank you very much for being on the program this morning.
Thank you very much. You know, talking about SMEs, I mean, there was a time Emefiele cried out that some $20 billion were lying fallow in the banks, that they should be used to actually fund the SMEs. Wonder whether government will look at that to actually ensure they deploy these funds.
We hope something is done about that.